Hey, Race Suit Channel friends! I'm the Suit race car driver, and we're back after this wild Saturday night with everything you need to know about qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix. After some pretty chaotic practice sessions, expectations were sky high. On top of the track time lost, the forecast for rain during the race added even more uncertainty to the weekend. The teams found themselves at a crossroads. Go all in on a dry setup to secure a good position today, or prepare the car for rain, even if it meant sacrificing pace in quali. That question hung heavy over the garages, and every choice could be a game changer on Sunday. With Suzuka's unpredictable weather, nothing was guaranteed. If you don't want to miss a single detail, strategy, lap times, key moments, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We drop fresh videos every day, even on those late night sessions where the engine never sleeps. And if you enjoy the content, hit that like button. It helps us a lot over here. Start of Q1 and first time laps. Qualifying kicked off with Q1, the opening 18-minute session where the 5 slowest drivers are eliminated. As soon as the clock started, most of the grid rushed out onto the track, trying to bank a clean lap before any unexpected issues popped up. Only a few, like Yuki Tsunoda, chose to wait a bit longer to avoid traffic. Right out of the gate, Oscar Piastri put in a strong lap and set the provisional fastest time, closely followed by George Russell and Lando Norris, with just tiny gaps between them. Verstappen came in 4th, Leclerc was 5th, and Tsunoda surprised everyone by placing 6th, very close to the frontrunners, especially Red Bull's Dutchman. On the flip side, Brazilian driver Gabriel Bortoleto slotted into 12th, right near the cutoff zone, but still with room to improve. Meanwhile, Verstappen was already on the radio, complaining about rear-end instability, a problem he'd been dealing with since the practice sessions. With the first times on the board, several drivers headed back to the pits for adjustments and tire changes, gearing up for one final push in the closing moments. Lando Norris made great use of a second flying lap on the same set of tires and jumped to the top of the leaderboard. Gabriel Bortoleto also improved, climbing up to 9th place. Meanwhile, some big names were stuck in the elimination zone, including Lewis Hamilton, Isaac Hadjar, Lance Stroll, Oliver Bearman, and Esteban Ocon. With just 4 minutes to go, they all went back out, hoping to save their session. It was now or never. In the final wave of flying laps, Piastri confirmed the fastest time in Q1, followed by Russell and Norris. But in the lower part of the table, the surprises started to roll in. Gabriel Bortoleto wasn't able to improve his time and missed out by a slim margin, finishing 17th. Joining him on the elimination list were Nico Hülkenberg, 16th, Esteban Ocon, 18th, Jack Doohan, 19th, and Lance Stroll, 20th. Once again, Tsunoda stood out, posting a lap time very close to Verstappen's and advancing to Q2 on merit. Could he keep up this pace? Q2 got underway, the second stage of qualifying, lasting 15 minutes, with the bottom 5 drivers set to be eliminated once again. And guess who didn't waste any time? Yuki Tsunoda, racing on home soil. He was one of the first to hit the track, much to the delight of the Japanese crowd, who were hoping for a big performance from their local hero. On the first round of flying laps, Lando Norris went back to the top of the timesheets, with George Russell just 2/10 behind in second, and Verstappen showing up in third. Meanwhile, some heavy hitters were stuck in the elimination zone. Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Oliver Bearman, Tsunoda, and Liam Lawson. But before anyone could go for a second attempt, the unexpected happened, another red flag. The reason? A new fire on the grass right next to the track. Sparks that had already caused trouble during practice came back to haunt the session, despite the organizers' efforts to keep the grass damp. Didn't work. Luckily, since it was qualifying, the session time was frozen, so no one was unfairly affected. After a few minutes of stoppage, the track went green again, with just over 8 minutes to go. Still enough time for a few crucial flying laps. End of Q2 and shocking eliminations. With the track reopened and the clock ticking, the cars gradually returned to the action, but Ferrari made the first move. Leclerc and Sainz were the first ones out, trying to take advantage of a clean track. The others waited a bit longer, betting on improving conditions toward the end of the session to get the most out of their cars. Before the final laps, still in the elimination zone, were Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Oliver Bearman, Yuki Tsunoda, and Liam Lawson. Everyone knew it was now or never, and traffic became a major factor as all the drivers scrambled for space in those final minutes. After the last flying laps, Lando Norris once again set the fastest time, showing incredible consistency. Russell came in second and Verstappen in third, staying right in the fight. But the real shock came with the list of eliminations. Gasly finished 11th, Sainz 12th, Alonso 13th, Lawson 14th, and Tsunoda 15th. A bittersweet ending for Tsunoda, who'd been having a promising weekend, but ultimately fell just behind his direct rival, Liam Lawson. Now the big question is, how will Red Bull react to this? Could this performance influence future decisions? With the top 10 drivers locked in, Q3s began, the shortest and most intense part of qualifying. Just 12 minutes to decide who would start from pole at the Japanese Grand Prix. Oliver Bearman from Haas was the first to hit the track, celebrating his first ever Q3 appearance and hoping to take advantage of the clean air to pull off a surprise. In the first round of laps, Oscar Piastri showed strong pace and took the provisional lead, with Verstappen just 2/10 behind, and Leclerc closing out the top three. Bearman set the 7th best time, Albon was 9th, and Kimi Antonelli from Mercedes was the slowest in that first run. The cars then headed back to the pits for a quick tire change and final tweaks. With only 3 minutes left on the clock, everyone went back out together for the final showdown. This was it. Every thousandth of a second mattered. And right at the buzzer, everything changed. Piastri reclaimed the top spot, but was immediately overtaken by Lando Norris. Then, out of nowhere, Max Verstappen came flying through, pulling an incredible lap out of nowhere to snatch pole position for the Japanese GP, something very few expected after his shaky weekend. With the checkered flag waving and the clocks frozen, the top 10 for the Japanese Grand Prix was officially set. Max Verstappen took a surprise pole position, despite not being the fastest throughout the weekend. Lando Norris secured P2 right on his tail, and Oscar Piastri rounded out the top 3 with a stellar performance. Leclerc came in 4th, followed by George Russell in 5th, and Mercedes rookie Kimi Antonelli in a solid 6th place. Isaac Hadjar finished 7th, Hamilton was 8th, Albon 9th, and Oliver Bearman closed out the top 10 with a decent lap. A mix of experience, youth, and plenty of stories brewing for tomorrow's race. Verstappen's pole raises the big question. Is he back as the favorite to win? Or does McLaren still have something up their sleeve for Sunday? One thing's for sure, this race is shaping up to be epic, and with Japan's unpredictable weather, anything can happen. And of course, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Did you see that Verstappen pole coming? And who do you think takes the win tomorrow? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the Race Suit channel, because tomorrow's video is gonna be, and you won't want to miss it.